Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. And welcome to episode 4 of Career Banter. Welcome also to the first female we're having on the show. Hello. Yeah, okay, she's a natural. Violet. Violet is the founder and CEO of Byoté Naturals.
Byoté will make very niche specific body care products. So the whole idea for the brand is we want to be able to create more awareness for body care in areas that we feel like have not been very looked into. So we have body care for like very specific skin concerns. Yeah. So when we say very specific concerns, so tattoo aftercare for new tattoos to heal, we kind of saw that there was a gap in that area because we have people that go for their first tattoo sessions and then they have very sensitive skin and they come back with irritations and all of that. So we have a product that takes care of that. So we also have for piercings. I personally have had my own share of struggling with healing after having a new piercing, so we have a product for that. So you get your piercings and then there's a product that would heal it. All right, and then we have a massage oil, aromatherapy product, of course, so that's supposed to help you be able to practice spa at home. So like your self-care day, you just want to relax, feel better, sleep better. So we have that product that just gives you instant calm and relaxation.
It's okay. Small. What? Mention 3 products. Oh, it's obvious that you are the CEO. Thank you for coming on the show, Violet.
Thank you for having me.
Today, we're going to be talking about comfort in your entry level, being comfortable with looking stupid, being comfortable with the naivety that comes with starting out something new. It could be a business, it could be a new endeavor in your personal journey, it could be anything. And I think this is something that we all deal with. Everyone wants to look like they have it figured out. Everyone wants to look like yes, they have it on lock. That's what we're really going to be talking about today. And I think Violet is overqualified to have this conversation with us.
That's a lot of reason. Thank you.
How did you start, or how did you get into doing what you're doing right now, which is Byoté Naturals, making natural niche specific skincare products and body care products?
Okay, I started in 2020, and before I started Byoté, I used to have a business. Most people didn't even know that. I used to have like a registered lip care a registered lip care brand. Yes.
Okay. You've been in the industry for a while now.
Yeah, my business the business is called Shades of Violet. So I started a business and then I was making handmade lip glosses. But in the course of doing that, because I was making those products with like very natural oils and all of that, it was doing well. And for me, I really didn't trust products made in Nigeria when you talk about making oils. Right, natural oils. I felt like they were mostly adulterated. So I used to get my oils from Amazon. So I used to buy Africa oil from Amazon. They would ship it down. Crazy shipping fee, but I didn't even care as long as I wanted what I thought was good for the business. And then we did that for a while, and then lockdown came. So in 2020, lockdown came, and now it's a struggle to get these oils. I think that's how the whole idea for Byoté started, because we didn't start with the products we even have right now. So Byoté started with making natural oils. So we started with just making oils that, okay, you could use these oils for your skin and for your hair, and we had like a range of 8 oils at a time. So I would get the seeds from local farmers in the north. I had the pressing machine in my house, and I'll press the oils unadulterated, and I'll sell to customers like in the purest form. So moving on, it was good until customers started coming back and be like, oh, since you make natural stuff, do you have oils for XYZ? Do you have oils for this? Do you have oils for that? And that's how my brothers would also come and be like, oh, I just had my tattoo. Do you have oil to rub? Let me rub it so it will not. So I'm like, okay. It started with combining two oils to kind of make like a whole product to give them. I also give like customers that come with like specific concerns.
Right.
So that kind of inspired me to start making products for like specific concerns because of the requests we got from the customers, knowing that we were serving clean oils and they were not adulterated. And that's how Byoté started, and that's where we are right now.
It's 5 years in. What would you say your biggest challenge in business has been, and what would you say your biggest hack for business?
Biggest challenge for me was lack of understanding when it came to systems and structures. So people would always think that when we say system and structure, it has to be like a company that has 5 to 10 staffs, 20 staffs. So you have to know as you're starting your business, what do you like, what do you not like? That's system, that's structure. So for you, even as a sole entrepreneur or whatever you're doing, what do you like? Do you like people owing you? Oh, I don't like that. There's a structure for that, right? So for me, when I started, it was like everything goes. Just come and patronize me.
Let's
come
do business.
And
buy what I'm selling.
Even if you came and you'd be like, Violet, this is too expensive, I'll say, okay, you know what? I'll remove money. I'll give you discount. Don't worry, just buy.
Just come.
So I think I didn't have understanding about system and structures, and that's one of the biggest challenges I faced starting. And my hack is never stop communicating the value that you give. So I mean, for Byoté, we've been able to identify our niche, and what we have been able to do is educating them. So when we're releasing any products, we would explain, we're transparent. This is the ingredient found in this is why you should use this is why you shouldn't use this, and all of that. So constantly educating our target audience and our potential customers about the product that we do. I think that's the hack.
So biggest challenge, in lack of
system and structure, starting up,
right? And biggest hack, constantly educating your audience.
Yes, and positioning.
Okay, and positioning. Okay. Today we're supposed to be talking about being comfortable with looking stupid. To make it dramatic, being comfortable with looking stupid. But basically, there's a saying that goes, the barrier to entry is looking like a novice, is looking stupid. How has that principle in itself applied in your business? Say starting out doing Byoté Naturals, starting basically from ground up. I mean, right now I know you are a hot shot. Byoté Naturals is everywhere. Is in Med Plus, is in that place, is all over the place, all over Lagos, right? But it wasn't always like that. And how did you navigate the days of little beginnings?
So like you said, you're very correct. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, including myself when I started, let me speak for myself. I struggled with wanting to make it look like the brand is a big brand already.
Right.
So we spent a lot of money on packaging, branding. Imagine a business that doesn't have orders from websites. I had a Shopify website, and I was paying at the time, I think it was $28 monthly.
Okay.
So they were just things that I was just over the place, wanting to make it look like we have this figured out.
Like, don't worry. Everywhere good for this side.
But that was not the case. And it was also the same thing I was trying to tell somebody, like maybe 1 year after I made that mistake. I was telling her that you're starting a business, you're starting a candle business, you do not need to Shopify. No, I have to do a website, I have to make it look this, I have to make it look that. I'm not against websites, please, point of correction, but I'm just about doing what is important
at the phase of the business.
Yes. Don't be scared, don't be shy, don't be ashamed to start small, right? Because as you're starting, you don't really have the customers that can really push you yet, so you have to minimize like your costs, your running costs.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing on a daily, you have to minimize that so that you can maximize profit. But for me, it wasn't the case. I would change packaging. If you give me a label that is not good, no matter how much I've spent on it, I'm just going to burn it. I'll say Byoté cannot have this type of label.
So is that a bad thing? I'm thinking about it now.
No, my brother will be like, manage it. You can actually use. I will say no. The shade of green I saw in this computer is not the same I'm seeing in this physical. I don't want it.
I can relate.
I would know it
Me,
was.
I can relate.
Oh yeah. So there's a perfectionist thing also that happens there. If we sold that product and maybe that particular label is not around, I would just keep. I was stalling on customers because I wanted everybody to look like we had it figured out. I would go overboard to import containers of like plastics, and this plastic that we even have, we still have some of them in my house that we never use. I was saying no, when they brought it, the shade of brown I thought that supplier was supposed to give to me is not what I'm seeing, and therefore we cancel this product. And there's money being tied down.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that a lot of people also would experience, but you just have to understand that at that learning phase, it's okay to make those mistakes. You are not the brand you are even competing with at the initial. Do you understand? So start with what you have and know that it's a phase of growth, and you would also overcome these things with time.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I didn't take those chances at all. I was perfect. It has to be
prim,
exquisite.
proper, excellent,
yes.
Perfect. So a school of thought, and when I say a school of thought, I have somebody in mind. His name is Olamide Shunayinde. You are watching this.
Olamide.
He's our creative director. He's of that school of thought that believes if you're going to do it, you might as well just go all out, do it but there's something that does. It stalls execution.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have come to realize execution is what drives businesses. It's what drives anything. The fact that you are doing.
People.
I cannot. Yes.
Analyze without executing.
Yes. And I think another thing that over analysis or over preparation does, or trying to be a certain type of thing before you execute, is it now raises your barrier to entry.
Yeah.
So the whole wanting to look a certain way, wanting to look like you have everything figured out, while it might have its benefits, in many cases it slows down the execution and prevents you from, of course, besides the fact that you are tying down cash and all of those things.
Yeah.
So that's on one side. I think on the other side, and this is something that is probably not as talked about, is being willing to be a novice, being willing to look like you don't have it figured out.
Yeah.
Also means that you are actively trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and you're teachable.
Yes. That.
Yeah.
It means you are teachable. You are actively. So this one I have discovered, not even in business now, in my personal life.
Yeah.
I want to look like I'm in control of my nuances or what is going on around me, and so you're almost always on the defensive. You're almost you're almost always trying to, I know what I was doing. I knew what you didn't know. So
and people like that make mentorship very hard.
Yes. It even makes seeking mentorship difficult. So I think and I still want to go back to Byoté, right? We were discussing earlier, and you were talking about how when you were starting out, you wanted to, before even figuring out your structure, your system, the entirety of the operations, you wanted to already be in MedPlus. So please tell me about that. Tell me about the trouble that would have caused you.
The chaos.
The chaos.
So I started, and I was like, oh, this product would fit MedPlus. They would like a product like this. And I began to fight. I called my friend, and then I'm telling him that, do you know anybody that knows anybody?
Anybody that knows anybody in MedPlus?
And then he said, oh, I know somebody that knows somebody. And then when we got to meet the person that knows the person was like, oh, you don't have NAFDAC, you can't be in MedPlus. And he was like, it's not as if it might be a thing, you know, but for me, I like to present a brand that comes clean,
right?
So that when they ask me these questions, I'll be able to defend you. I went back home, I was heartbroken. I'm like, how do I start this NAFDAC thing? I'm still working from home, blah 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 blah, and everything. Years later, this is like in 2023, and
you started in 2020.
Yes.
When were you looking to do the MedPlus thing?
That's
Let's go. Hotty.
We have to move this thing now. Yes. And I got the NAFDAC thing, kind of slowed me down. But I was still very angry that I couldn't do it. I kind of felt like the business was going to fail if we didn't have that distribution advantage and all of that. And so in 2023, we're growing, we're done. So now we're in other stores that were not very, very big.
Right.
And so I hired somebody, and then we're just kicking it together at one time. And I just heard the Lord said it's time to distribute. And I'm like, I don't want NAFDAC problem. I don't have the money yet.
Oh, so you hadn't done the NAFDAC?
I had not done it, like 2 years later. Because when I went to do that time, I think they were just giving me lots of things that I didn't understand. Funny, you know, Byoté was not even registered at the point.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to do that I wanted to do that MedPlus. And
you know, and at the end of the day,
shame I would have faced.
You get, and when you think about it, it now comes down to, so you've not even registered the business.
There was no preparation.
You just want your product to be on that shelf.
Yeah.
Azal now.
So Instagram good nice.
I will snap it now. So you know that Byoté is not small.
Byoté is not small.
Byoté is not small. So like that was, and that's the thing we're talking about, because we wanted to look a certain way.
You want to look like you have it figured out. You want to look at
the processes.
Fake it till you make it is not only in personal. It also happens in business.
Fake it to make it is more than.
It also happens in business. And it's probably even worse in business.
In business, bro, it's way worse. The fake life in business. Oh my god, that was what I wanted. And to think about it, how many products was I even producing? I wasn't even doing up to 50 bottles. I'll just do 20, so that when customers come, I'll be able to deliver. So how would I have been able to meet up with the demands of MedPlus? Yeah, so that day, I just heard the Lord said it was time to. So I had it in my mind, like, Lord, I want to do this, right? So I began to learn about business and how to reduce production costs, revenue, loss, profit. I began to look into those things, and I even realized that I didn't have much knowledge about this thing for me to be able to deal with a company like that. Right. So in that course, I realized that I shifted my focus about what I wanted, and I just put my focus on the now. Like, Lord, this is what I want to learn. I want to have an idea of this, and I began to invest in it. So I went for an entrepreneurship course, and then moving on. I just really let the thing go, and then one day the Lord just told me that it's time to do this, and I'm like, how do I do this? Also, the MedPlus had like an extension of like their business, so it's called MedPlus Skin or something. So they're doing skincare.
Right.
So I messaged them. I'm like, I want to talk to somebody for stocking products, and this girl just messaged back and they're like, oh, we don't do that, but let me give you the head of production something. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, oh, okay, just like that.
She just gave me the email. She said, talk to this person. And I'm like, okay. I was still, it didn't feel real. And I emailed the person. I'm like, oh, this is my business. And she just said, okay, that's fine. This is the list of things she would need to get on board with us. And I'm like, what? So funny enough, when that happened, we were able to just secure that deal, right? And it was seamless. It was very, 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 very seamless. And that's how we got into it. Now, everyone got into MedPlus. When they started growing with us in their demands, we still struggle to meet it at this level.
Oh.
So imagine when I was doing 20 bottles.
Life. Imagine if you had moved with fake life.
20 bottles.
And
Yeah.
what that would have done is that would have probably burnt the MedPlus bridge for the entirety of the lifetime of the business.
Yeah. So I think for me, I was ashamed of starting small, because I'd done the lip gloss thing for a while. I just wanted to be like, okay, you know what, she has moved to this thing now, and then she's in stores,
And
like
then boom,
everywhere.
know.
But that was not what was required for me at that stage. It was a phase of learning, and I'm happy that I was able to learn. And at the end of the day, I still got what I wanted, and then we're doing better. That's
I think to try to sort of summarize, entrepreneurship or any endeavor, right, is a slow burn, and a lot of the development you need lies in being comfortable with the fact that you are a novice.
Yes.
In embracing your naivety and embracing the stupidity or looking stupid.
Yes.
In the endeavor. To sort of like put a conclusion to this, I'd say being willing to look like you do not have it figured out is the fastest way to figure it out. Yes, and that's the paradox I was looking for. Being willing to look like you do not have it figured out, or embracing the fact that you don't have it figured out. I always drop these nuggets every episode. Just just pick it up, and put it in your pocket.
Chop things down. Oh yeah, I'm going to be really fast so that you can take things out.
Yeah, embracing the fact that you do not have it figured out is the fastest way to figure it out. Yeah.
But people don't want to be that. That's the truth. A lot of people don't want to seem like they don't have it figured out.
Yeah. And it's fine. We're all guilty of that. But you're just going to delay how quickly you figure it out. Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we put ourselves under unnecessary pressure.
I think so.
And I think it's the pressure from the successes that we see online. This online space, another thing again. Especially that LinkedIn. We just raised $4 million for our. Keep it to yourself. Why must you tell us? Keep your money to yourself. We just raised $4 million. That's very annoying. When you have not raised $1 million, like we just raised $4 million over the weekend.
Oh wow! So it was like just in passing.
Over the weekend.
I wasn't working. That just happened. So imagine what happens when we work.
And they have struggled with it. Like they have struggled for that thing. All their team, they did not sleep. But they found out. Just come and say we just raised $4 million.
Thank you guys for staying to the end of episode 4. Today we had a great time. Thank you very much, Violet, for joining us on the episode.
It's a pleasure.
I know we just finished this episode, but I'm going to say we look forward to having you soon. And to those watching, to the audience, to the I'll come and drag you again. It's not even hard. To the Career Banter audience, thank you all very much.
Thank you. Please engage.
Yeah, like.
You know one thing about YouTube, you have to beg them.
Oh, okay, is that it?
Yes, and there's no pride in this.
Now. Make I come on sit bed.
So please, you guys should
help
us.
Do this kneeling down now?
No, it's not that deep.
Okay, it's not that deep, alright.
Yeah, so you guys should please like it so the YouTube algorithm can make this visible to more people. Share with your friends. If you think the conversation...
Begging is off-brand for Career Banter. We are proud here.
That's why I'm using English. I'm not just saying like and subscribe now. I'm giving them reasons too. So you can share with your friends if you feel like it's very insightful. You can let us know in the comments what you want to see from him, because I have done my parts and I'm leaving. So peace out.
Thank you all very much. See you on the next video.
Yeah, bye.